Welcome to the Prophecy Club. We are going to talk about the future today. At the Prophecy Club, we provide information and resources with the prophetic warning message to win souls to Jesus. That's our, you might say, explanation of what we're all about. Now, I just made a new DVD, and the whole purpose of this and the next several broadcasts is to tell you what's in that DVD, and that DVD is going to tell you what is in the next 6 or some odd years coming for America. And it is more than just a little important that you get. As a matter of fact, if I were to ask a price of what it was really worth, it would probably be like $2,000. Yeah, it's that good. Now, the reason I say that is not because I say it, it's because the whole room full of people is saying that. Matter of fact, they're saying that out of the over 300 DVDs Prophecy Club has had made through various speakers over the last 22 years, they're saying this is one of the best DVDs ever made at the Prophecy Club, and none of it comes from me. All I was doing was being a good Joseph, that like Joseph interpreted the dreams for the Pharaoh, I interpreted these dreams for you. All of this is in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses. Now, where do I get the information? I get it from 13 Modern Prophecies, so if you don't believe God is talking today, then you shouldn't even listen to the rest of this broadcast and don't get the DVD because you won't believe a word of it. But if you do believe that God does talk to certain people who are clean enough and important enough in His scheme, His plan, for Him to speak to them, if you believe that, then you better listen. It also contains the predictions of 2 cows, which is a real big confirmation. Now, here are the bullet points for what's in the DVD. I say that according to the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, September 25th, 2014 began the last 7 years of plenty. I said that right. The last 7 years of plenty, which will be followed by the 7 years of famine, or what we call the 7-year tribulation. The 7 years of plenty began September 25th, 2014. And then the fall of America takes place in 2021. Again, I don't say that, but you get the DVD, and I explain all of this, okay? And then the tribulation will be the years 2022 to 2028. Now, I've been studying prophecy for 40 years, been teaching it for 35 years, doing a radio and TV program on it for 22 years, had 150 guest speakers, make over 300 DVDs, and I don't say that lightly. I understand that I am putting me and our entire message, our entire ministry on the line. We are putting our hands tied behind our back with somebody with some kind of an axe or a sword lifted over the back of our neck. In other words, this doesn't happen, and a lot of people are going to be really upset. But I want to make a disclaimer. I'll say this several times. None of this was spoken to me or to my wife. All I'm doing is one that has gathered what others have said and put it together. You know, you watch one of those serial murder mystery movies or something like that, and you see where they put pictures of all of the people that have been murdered up on a wall, and then they have a red string that goes between them, and they're trying to catch this guy, okay? That's kind of what I did in this DVD, except for I strung together the pictures that are put forth by the Modern Prophecies that are given to these different people. Now, let me continue with what's in this DVD and why you want to get it. September 25th, 2014 began the last 7 years of plenty. 2022 to 2028 will be the 7-year tribulation. September 25th of 2015, the Pope is scheduled to speak at the UN. And according to Lindsey Williams, here's what he's going to say. And I'll come back and talk about Lindsey Williams' new DVD because you want to get that one too. But he's going to announce the inception or the start of the New World Order. Did you hear what I said? I mean, those are really, really, really big words. The New World Order? We've been looking for the New World Order for, way back before George Bush said it, back in the Gulf War, back in 1991. We've been talking about the New World Order coming for 40 years that I know of, maybe before then. Anyway, he's going to go to the UN, the Pope, September 25th, 2015, And I did verify he is scheduled to speak at the UN on September 25th, 2015. Only I didn't hear that from the news. I heard that because Lindsey Williams called me, says he's coming out with a new DVD. And I said, okay, what's on it? And that was the first thing he said. And my jaw dropped. I mean, it hit the floor. It banged. It bounced like a basketball. He went on to say, the Pope is going to hold, by the way, all of this is covered in the DVD. You want to get the DVD. He says he's going to hold up an agreement, a piece of paper, that is going to ask all the leaders of the world to sign it, saying that they are forming a new world order, a world government. Why is that important? The whole point, brothers and sisters, of Daniel chapter 2, the statue, the 2 feet and the 10 toes, the whole point of it is to tell us when Jesus returns, and it's saying that he returns in a time when there's a world government where they have divided the globe into 10 global regions, hence the 10 toes. The whole point of Daniel chapter 7 is to tell us when Jesus returns. And he returns in the time of the fourth beast, which is the world government, when the world government has stamped the residue of all of the previous beasts being the English lion that has the eagle's wings of America coming out of the back of it. The second one is the Russian bear. The third one is the Islamic leopard. And again, I explain all of this on the DVD. I explain how to know that that is the Islamic leopard. So, the fourth beast is dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly. It stamps the residue of all of the former beasts, and it sets up a new world order, a world government. And out of that, the Antichrist comes, and during the time of the rule of the Antichrist is when Jesus returns. The whole point of Daniel chapter 2 is to tell you when Jesus returns. Likewise, Daniel chapter 7 is when Jesus returns. And essentially, they're confirming each other, saying when there is a new world order, a world government formed, that's when Jesus will return. Now, do I think that the world government, even though the Pope stands up there and says we declare a new world order on September 25th of 2015, do I believe that's the starting of it? Do I believe that that is the confirmation of the covenant? Do I believe that that is the start of the 7-year tribulation? No. No. And the reason is because as we look over to Daniel chapter 7, we see on the back of the lion is the eagle's wings. But then you move over to Revelation 13:1, you see the same characters there, the beast out of the sea, but there's no eagle's wings, meaning that America must fall before they can have a world government. Now, they're going to announce a world government, so says Lindsey Williams anyway, September 25th of 2015. However, the world government that Daniel chapter 7 is talking about only comes after the English lion and the eagle's wings and the Russian bear and the Islamic leopard have all been destroyed. That's World War III. So you can't have a world government according to prophecy until all of those beasts are destroyed and brought into and formed a new world order. Okay? You can't build a new world order, a novus ordo seclorum, and ordo ab chaos, a nation, a global government formed based upon Satan. You can't build that in a world based upon the Bible. So they have to destroy the old world order based upon the Bible. Then they form a new world order. Now, of course, we know that Novus Ordo Seclorum, by the way, some people say, and that's on the back of the dollar bill, some people say, oh, well, that's talking about you can form a new order of the ages, Novus Ordo Seclorum. No, that's Latin. If you look up the Latin words, what it means is Novus Ordo Seclorum means new order secular. See, the devil is lying to his people. He doesn't want to form a new order secular, which means a new society with no God. He wants to form a new society with him as God. Everybody got to have the same God. This guy over here, and of course that's the whole point of the image. The image points to this guy over here and says, he's God. That's the whole point of the false prophet, to point to the Antichrist and say, he's God. That's the whole point, to say that he is God in the flesh, you see. Now, let me go on to tell you more about what's in Lindsay's DVD, because you're going to have to get that too. And the name of it is Fall 2015 Preparations. You can order that online at prophecyclub.com also, or grab your cell phone. I'll give you a number to call if you'd like to do it by phone. 785-266-1112. Lindsay Williams DVD, the name of it is Fall 2015 Preparations. And the topics are events scheduled for September through December 2015. Things the elite told me to do. Know what you're preparing for. Alternate location. Move or suffer. How to stay warm without electricity. The date the New World Order will be implemented. Now, again, all of that is covered in his wonderful DVD, 785-266-1112, or go to prophecyclub.com. And I recommend that you get the DVD that I just made called 2014 to 2021. That's been the primary thing I've been talking about in this broadcast. Now, I just took a little jaunt over to talk about Lindsay Williams' DVD. Now, let's go back to talking about the one that I recommend you get, 2014 to 21. As I said, the topics are September 25th, 2014 begins the last 7 years of plenty, the last 7-year period where there's going to be some resemblance of a society left. Then after that, tribulation from 2022 to 2028, fall of America is in 2021. Again, I am not saying a word of this. I'm simply bringing what the prophets and holy servants of God. We'll be right back after this message. Legally, we can't guarantee this trouble will come this year, but of course, having emergency supplies is a good idea. Mina Grebin says she was told to tell everyone to have at least 1 year's food and supplies, including water, and you must have all preparations done by the end of the 2015 summer. She says buy food and supplies. We offer Plan A, 3 meals a day, 1 person, 1 year. Plan B, 1 person, 6 months. Plan C, 1 person, 3 months, or a grab-and-go bucket with 72 meals. Call 800-924-7110 or go to prophecyclubfood.com. That's 800-924-7110 or prophecyclubfood.com. And now, back to the program. I'm simply bringing what the prophets and holy servants of God in the mouth of 2 or 3 other witnesses are saying. I also talk about the global currency reset, which is where they're about to pay off the debt of all banks and all governments around the globe overnight without warning. They're bringing 400,000 metric tons of gold, the single largest cache of gold on the planet, from antiquity into modern times, and they're going to pay this all off. Consequently, the U.S. government will not want to be getting into debt again. So it stops sending out the welfare checks. Now, again, you may be saying, oh, how can he say that? Well, where's he getting this? Well, that's the point of the DVD, guys. I'm going through the DVD and explaining all of it. It's 2.5 hours. I didn't even get to cover everything I wanted to cover in it. So it is chocked full. 2014 to 2021 is the name of the DVD. You get it at prophecyclub.com. Prophecyclub.com. Spell prophecy with a C. prophecyclub.com. Or you can call 785-266-1112. Just put that in your cell phone. Save that as the Prophecy Club number. That way it's easy to call and get something you want later. 785-266-1112. Now let's continue. So they're going to do a global currency reset. It's basically going to be what Leviticus 25 says is supposed to happen every 50 years anyway. And that is, on the day of Jubilee, which is the Day of Atonement, they're supposed to blow a trumpet all through Israel, and they're supposed to do 3 things. All land returns to its rightful owner, all debts are canceled, all slaves are set free. And that's what they're about to do with the global currency reset. All slaves will be set free. And the slaves we're talking about are folks like me and you that are up to our eyeballs in all kinds of debt. The nations are in debt. Everybody's enslaved to, the lender is subject to the borrower. Okay, so we're going to be set free. But unfortunately, the devil has figured out a way to turn what God has meant to be a blessing, the last 7 years of plenty, into a problem. So they stop welfare checks. Then what happens? Then we will see the protesters start. They will not be satisfied until they get their free welfare checks coming again from the government. And rightly so. It should really be phased out over probably a 3 to 5 year period so people can begin to adjust instead of just boom, just all in one day, just stopping all of this money going all of these people. Okay. They needed to have some time to adjust, but that's not what they do. They stop the welfare checks overnight. Then the protesters start burning the cities, and the checks still don't come. So the protesters start burning more cities and more buildings. And this is going to be a lot worse than Ferguson or Baltimore ever thought. This can be worse than the Watts riots back in the 60s. Maybe some of you remember those. They were burning the cities. Lots worse than that. It's going to be cities all across America. And it's not going to be just the big ones. It'll probably be the medium-sized and also the small cities. What does Obama do? I'll ask you. He starts seeing all of these cities burning. What does he do? He declares martial law. Okay, well, what is that? Well, martial law does three things, all of which are in his favor to do. One is it suspends the Constitution. No more right to remain silent. Again, I explain all of this on the DVD, so I'm just giving you the overview, okay? You got to get the DVD to understand how I can say this and why I'm saying this. Because if you're sitting there saying, I don't believe this, then you need to get the DVD. Because in the DVD, I show you, there it is, right there. Those are the words of the very people, not one, but always two, sometimes three, and a lot of cases I have. All right, let me give you an example. A couple of years ago, we had a prophet by the name of Ephraim Rodriguez come in and speak. He made a DVD called Catastrophe, Meteor, Tsunami, and Earthquake, which, of course, I'd recommend you go to prophecyclub.com and order it. Well, he was saying that God showed him a vision that a meteor struck Mona Island, which is a little uninhabited island just west of Puerto Rico. And he said that God showed him it was going to cause a 1,000-foot tsunami at Puerto Rico. But the damaging part to America was it would then send a tsunami up the eastern seaboard anywhere from 200 to 400 foot high. And it would go inland anywhere from 20 to 100 miles inland, destroying the East Coast. But where it hit was very important. It hit an earthquake fault zone that ran right up the Mississippi River Valley all the way up to the Great Lakes, and it would split America and open the Great Lakes up so that it would actually be part of the Gulf of Mexico. Now, this next part was not on the DVD, but I assure you he told me this in my office in between making the DVD. And he said that he had also seen that there were large chunks of California fall into the ocean, from California all the way up into Alaska. Well, he's coming in. So I'm thinking, okay, if he's the only one saying this, then I don't need to have him in. Go back to sleep. Forget about it. I mean, it's not of God, because the Bible says, let everything be established in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses. So I got on the internet. I started looking around. Guess what I found? I found 6 people, not 1 or 2, 6 people that saw a large meteor hit near Puerto Rico. And it wasn't in China, 1 here over in Germany here, 1 over in England someplace. 6 people that saw a large meteor hit near Puerto Rico. Same testimony. 4 people saw the tsunami hit the east coast of the United States. I found 9 people that saw America split in 2 pieces. I found 3 people that saw large chunks of California fall into the ocean. Actually, there's been a lot of people seeing that through the years. And here's the big bugaboo, okay? I found 9 people that saw that this split of America came because America split Israel. Now, we know, according to Joel 3:2, that the land of God will be divided. Okay? We know that Israel will be split. But if we could just keep America from splitting it, then we can perhaps stop that. I really believe that this meteor is a threat. God is basically saying, you split my land, and I will split your land. It is an option. Now, the good side of this is I have 3 people that saw the nuclear bombs land up and down the east and west coasts of America. and all three of them saw America intact. In other words, this whole thing with the meteor may or may not come based upon whether we split Israel. And I do hear a lot of rumblings. I'm getting a lot of emails. Perhaps somebody out there can send me even more proof about what I'm saying. By the way, you can email me at askstan@prophecyclub.com. Anyway, I am getting some emails. Some people are saying that there's supposed to be a meteor arriving this September. Now, is that just an accident? Is that for real? Or could it be that it's a warning from God saying, I'm serious, I will split America if she splits Israel? Now, the whole point here that I'm trying to make is everything in this DVD that I just made, again, the name of it is, you're going to call prophecyclub.com, 785-266-1112. The internet site is prophecyclub.com, name of the DVD, 2014 to 2021. If you want to get Lindsey Williams' new DVD, the name of it, you can also order that there, Fall 2015 Preparation. Look, guys, I'm not just trying to sell a DVD. I'm not just trying to get money for the ministry. I am trying to tell you, you are in the last days. America, as you have known it, is about to change drastically. You only have a few more weeks or a few more months. It's not long. And speaking of that, I need to also let you know that if you want to do something about getting prepared, we offer emergency food. You can get that by calling 800-924-7110. You can check it out at prophecyclubfood.com. prophecyclubfood.com. Plan A is one person, 1 year. In other words, food for one person for 1 year is what we call Plan A. Plan B, one person, 6 months. Plan C, one person, 3 months. And you can get a grab and go, which has 76 servings in it, in just a grab and go bucket. Now, the reason I say that is Mina Grebin said that the Lord told her to tell everybody to get at least 1 year food and water. Now, other prophets have seen that there's going to be a time when they declare this martial law. They're not going to let people out of their homes. The only people that can go to work are emergency workers. And there's going to be a time when they shut down the grocery stores. They're going to shut down the gas stations. Now, can I guarantee this is happening? Look, I don't have to guarantee it's going to come. I just have to find in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses. I have to find 2 people out there that do not know each other, that have not colluded together to trick or to snooker you and me. And if they are saying the same things, then I have to listen according to Deuteronomy 19:15. One witness shall not rise up against a man for iniquity, or for any sin. In any sin that he sinneth, at the mouth of 2 witnesses, or at the mouth of 3 witnesses, shall the matter be established. In other words, for any of this to be believed, you got to find it in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses. That's everything in this DVD. I have followed the Bible explicitly in what he says, how to check this out. Now, we're about out of time, so let me tell you a little bit more of the overview that's in this DVD. This DVD, 2.5 hours. Your mouth will fall open. I've been studying prophecy for 40 years, as I said, and here it is. It's no longer coming. The end times are no longer coming. It's here. So the welfare checks stop. Protesters will then start burning the cities. Then what is Obama going to do? He's going to declare martial law. He's going to suspend the Constitution. That means that there's not going to be any 2016 elections. I've got that in the mouth of 2 witnesses. Then the Constitution being suspended, what do you suppose some Americans are going to do about that? You know, there's a lot of folks in America that took that oath that says that they will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. So if and when Obama does suspend the Constitution, what do you suppose is going to happen? That's right. Some of those Americans are going to pick up their shooting irons. They're going to say, you're not going to suspend the Constitution. I have taken a blood oath to defend it. And then the militias form. Now, what does Jade Helm mean? Well, part of it means the elimination of the local militias. In other words, all of this jade helm, these military exercises that have been set up in 15 different cities across America, according to what the elite told Lindsey Williams anyway, they said, we do not want any trouble. We want a new world order. We don't want any trouble. But if there is trouble, jade helm will be pre-positioned. Military men and equipment pre-positioned to deal with any rebellion. In other words, they're about to announce a new world order. Jade helm is military men and equipment pre-positioned just in case America decides it's going to resist. And of course, we know from the prophets, America is going to resist. Well, we're out of time. Emergency Food, 800-924-7110 or prophecyclubfood.com. That's prophecyclubfood.com. And if you'd like to get the DVDs I've been talking about, at prophecyclub.com, prophecyclub.com, or call 785-266-1112. Name of the DVDs, 2014 to 2021, and the one from Lindsey Williams is Fall 2015 Preparations. Emergency Food, 800-924-7110. You better make certain you get a year's worth of food and water preparations. And of course, I have to give you a disclaimer. I cannot guarantee a word of this will ever come to pass. God bless. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your prayers. And thank you for your ongoing monthly support. God bless. Now from the Prophecy Club, some exciting opportunities for you. Come and go with the Prophecy Club to Israel. November 5 to 15, Leslie and I will take you on a biblical archaeology and a Bible prophecy tour. A tour like none other. What makes our tour different than the other tours? Well, we're going to take you to the traditional sites the other tours go on, but we're going beyond. We're going to show you the places and give you information other tours can't. In 1991, Leslie and I went on a tour with Ron Wyatt. He showed us archaeological secrets in Israel we're going to show to you, such as the iron spike that sealed the tomb of Jesus, proving Gordon's Calvary really is the tomb of Jesus. And you're going to pick up brimstone from the city of Gomorrah. You'll gather tar drips from the slime pits of Sodom. You'll visit the more likely birthplace of Jesus, not the one the tour buses stop at. In a special escort, you'll get to go behind the gates at the Garden of Gethsemane and pray. And if the drilling permit has been granted, we'll also go pray over the future drill sites for prophetic oil. Yes, you'll see many of the traditional sites, but this tour goes way beyond. Call 310-402-4042. That's 310-402-4042 for more information. Seating is limited. 310-402-4042. Legally, we can't guarantee this trouble will come this year, but of course, having emergency supplies is a good idea. Mina Grebin says she was told to tell everyone to have at least 1 year's food and supplies, including water, and you must have all preparations done by the end of the 2015 summer. She says, buy food and supplies. We offer Plan A, 3 meals a day, 1 person, 1 year. Plan B, 1 person, 6 months. Plan C, 1 person, 3 months, or a grab-and-go bucket with 72 meals. Call 800-924-7110 or go to prophecyclubfood.com. That's 800-924-7110 or prophecyclubfood.com. Lindsey Williams has just made his newest and perhaps his best DVD called Fall 2015 Preparations. That's right. Topics are events scheduled for September through December. Things the elite told me to do. Know what you're preparing for. Have an alternate location. Move or suffer. How to stay warm without electricity, and the date the New World Order will be implemented. You did hear that right. It's Fall 2015 Preparations. Call 785-266-1112 or go to prophecyclub.com. Call 785-266-1112 or go to prophecyclub.com. Fall 2015 Preparations by Lindsey Williams. Get it today.